Life is a better place if you choose to set the pace. I know that it comes with ups and downs. On a daily we have to fight, try to live and to survive. Another day to get the drive. At Spicy with Phina, we understand all your pain. You'll be fine, you'll be okay. You'll be fine, you'll be okay. You'll be fine, you'll be okay. Spicy with Phina.
Being sexually attracted to one's indirect relative is not uncommon in the society, even though admirers hold back their emotions, knowing that that is actually a no-go area. But taking a step back for a critical look, do all who are sexually attracted to their relative really hold back, or their indiscreet sexual activities go unreported as though they never happened? We have a story for you today about two siblings from the same parents hitting it off for over 10 years right under their parents' nose, yet unknown to the parents. This is Spicy with Phina. I'll read out the full story, but let's get to meet our guests, and when we come back, we will dish out the full story. I'll be right back.
At Spicy with Phina, we understand all your pain.
David Ebo-Igbe, well known as David Sin, is a stand-up comedian, compere, and content creator, well known for his common slogan, "Normal." No doubt, David Sin is a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment scene. Nseombong Gabriel Adiakpati is well versed in diverse management professions, projects, finance, and human resources. She is the seventh born in a family of 8.
At Spicy with Phina, we understand all your pain.
Welcome back. It's Spicy with Phina, and as I said earlier, we have a very dicey story for us to, look into. As you can see, my guests are already seated. Good to have both of you. In fact, I am sorry you have to, go through all the stress you went through to get here. Thank you so much, Davison. It's good to have you.
It's worth it.
You're just behaving like you see we are quiet like this now. Let me say, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good to have you. I am honored to have you because
Thank you.
I know how I had to, take you off work to
It's worth
get you
it.
here.
It's worth
I have
it.
a story for you guys.
Okay.
As usual. Let me just read out the story and then we can start the conversation. At age 16, my brother, who was 18 at that time, disvirgined me. It all started when I went into the bath to have a shower and forgot my towel. I called on my brother to bring it for me, and when he came in and saw me naked, he started flirting with me, and one thing led to another. We had sex. Our parents traveled, so we continued, and when they returned, we kept on saying secretly, we agreed we won't get into any other relationship, and it's been 10 years of our affair without our parents suspecting or even knowing. The problem now is that our parents want us to get married and bring our partners home. My brother had to give in to the pressure and brought a girl, but I was very angry. I had to get pregnant for him with the hope that it will stop him from getting married to his girlfriend. Right now, I am confused, frustrated, depressed. I need help. I need to know what I should do. Please, what should I do? I am going insane. I'm going insane. Help me. Honestly, when I read this story, there are certain things that you see, you listen to, and you imagine, and you'll be wondering, crazy things are really happening. And for me personally, the kind of family I come from, I cannot even look at my brother and imagine anything in my head. Do you get? So I really need to, before we go into the story properly to, she needs help, she needs advice, before we get to that point, do you guys have any relative, either close or far, that you've actually seen, even though you've not had anything to do with them, but is there any of you, does it really happen to people to say, okay, I saw my cousin and I think, she's grown, she's looking good. Have you ever felt that way for any of your relatives, far and near?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Definitely not.
Have you?
Personally, the story is close to being real. When I was growing up, the lady will have the answer, but let's still discuss it. When I was growing up, I think I had a close range with my cousin.
Ooh.
When children are growing up, they really look like plumpy and they are fine, they are succulent. And then there's this temptation of like their elder ones to want to like adventure into how it might like get into a euphoria to get to discover some stuffs like that. And then subsequently, when I came back when we relocated,
Okay.
I had this seemingly like for my brother, my personal biological direct brother.
Wow.
And thirdly, my nephew, I had to stay with him alone I took care of him. So I would say I'm a relative person and I can read into what it sounds like.
So, but how were you able to manage that emotion? Because to start with, you experienced it somehow. Not like you even went deep into it.
Okay.
You didn't go deep into it because you were able to manage it.
Yes.
You were able to hold back to say, okay, this is blood relatives.
Yeah.
How were you able to manage it?
Okay, my first instance, the instance I cited, that's with my cousins. I didn't really have control over it. I can't really tell how it all began, but not only happened then, but I know it exists. But what could help in that case is parents keeping boundaries to what could transpire between their children and their elder uncles. Like once you see something going wrong, you just try to
Correct it.
That
takes me to even the parents. Do you think there are things our parents do that maybe probably you say, okay, this is carelessness from the parents' side? All the while, yes, they traveled when it all started, but it's been 10 years. 10 good years, right under their nose. Do you think the parents in this story, do you think they're very careless, or you think they are not, fit to be parents? What's your intake as regards to the parents? What's your take on their attitude?
Permit me to give an indirect answer.
Okay.
I'll say it is, their negligence.
Negligence.
Also not. Because, you can have two children, give them same morals, same upbringing, same training. One can end up being a pastor or a focused person. The other can be an anyhow person. Do you understand?
Okay.
So really, it's not totally their fault. As we grow and, begin to see things for ourselves, we have, the opportunity to make our decisions. To do what we like. So
but remember, they were 16 and 18.
16 and 18, close range, and I feel it is, but for 10 years, they should have suspected something. But they probably just saw them, and maybe, some of these families, unlike with the way I was brought up, if they're not born you well, how you want to think them? Do you understand? How you want to think them? How you want to even imagine them? The way we even look at each other, hey, please, you can't even come close. But for families, other families, you see this love, this bond. I was watching a show, I think this morning on TV, where, someone was asking Steve Harvey if, in my own family, we can hug each other, we even kiss each other in the lips.
Oh.
And then my wife's not comfortable with it. And I'm thinking, now they play rich like that. Is that how you express love in your family? In my family, you can't even shake your older brother. It's not like we find it offensive, but
of course.
These are the way you guys are. Do you understand? So when I see it outside, I like it. But so for families, I think the parents also, maybe they just felt like, oh, these are my kids loving up when they see them holding hands or being together each time. But maybe, and I don't know. It's just a very crazy
Now let's look at it from this angle. Do you think there's something the parents should put into place to ensure that your children don't go overboard with stuff?
Yes,
like,
of course.
While they are growing up, do you, when you're dressing your male child and when you're dressing the female child, or when they're going to have their bath, are there certain restrictions that should be created from the start?
Yes.
You know, to avoid things like this. Let me hear what you have to say.
They should be conscious of the sexual development of their children according to their ages. In my case, what I will say to parents is don't be oversighted. Don't just be concentrated on cooking, sending them to good schools. It's not enough. Though these days, Church Sunday School is doing a very nice job.
Okay.
But don't be oversighted in monitoring their milestones. Like when I had to take care of my nephew, I had to even browse about it. Because my nephew, at a point in time when I was bathing him, he started like fondling his private part. So I had to consciously tell him, no, you don't do that. It's meant for easing yourself, just for that his age. Subsequently, I might tell him something different. Okay. But since I told him that, I noticed that since then, he didn't do that again. If he wants to and I tell him no, he just took up, and since then he doesn't do that. He just knows that place, even if he feels that urge, it's natural. He just knows that maybe I want to use myself. It's for easing of self. So that's how I manage that.
Do you share the same view? Like basic things parents should do to ensure their children, like you said, from your family, where you from come, how would they bring that leg, or would they? So there are certain things your parents must have done to make you guys understand.
Basic things. Number one, born plenty children.
What has given birth to plenty children?
I can't lie to you. Born plenty children.
What has given birth to
no matter how you no matter how you police these guys, as far as you're the only one doing it, you can't police them as much as their siblings will. Okay. I said that to say that if you have 12 of them, for example, let's say 5 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, you know, they have 2 boys in a room and then 2 girls in a separate room. You know, they can be able to sniff something, checkmate what they are, checkmate each other. When they suspect, they tell you and build a relationship between these guys. Don't just born 1 or born 2 and expect that you can always come and pick. They will do things behind your back and you will never suspect. So if you can't bomb at least 12, do 9.
Will you give birth to 12?
Let's remove me out of this.
Which are you not fighting one of us?
In the economy of today, it will not work. But actually, having plenty children in the house helps to check that. It helps. As in, people are just everywhere. You cannot privatize your life. People are everywhere. People are everywhere, and nobody's ready to take your shit. They'll report and they'll loud it. Yes.
Born plenty. At least.
But the economy is not favorable for now.
Let's say 5.5.
With the way things are.
Let's say 5.5.
I need 5.5. Who's the half?
As if you meet your kinsman, there's how you will not know it's a kinsman attraction. You feel it's a sexual attraction.
Listen, the way you're sounding, you're very experienced.
I am telling you.
We need to come back to you.
I am telling you.
We have to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue on the conversation. We'll be right back.
At Spicy with Phina, we understand all your pain.
Welcome back. It's still Spicy with Phina, and we're discussing incest. Davison and Nse, you know, I was saying before we went on a quick break, I said when it comes to the children being born out of incest, I heard the story that they are never complete, like they have this deformity. And then I heard another story again that most of these children, in fact, some of them, in fact, anybody, most of the people involved in this incest, it's either they don't give birth at all, like they're barren, or their children, when they give birth to those children, the children comes out deformed. I don't know how true that is, but I think incest in all its shape and form is wrong, is a taboo, is a sin against God and humanity. Even though I know that some people might say it doesn't matter, but the truth is, what is bad is bad. So do you think, you know, that could be one of the consequences of incest, like barrenness and, you know, children being born deformed? Do you think it could be, or you don't share the same view?
I don't think so, Phina.
You don't think so?
Trust me.
Why?
Anybody can be barren.
I know.
Anybody can give birth to deformed kids. For example, anybody can be AS and give birth to a sickle cell child.
No, not anybody. You have to, if you get married to, if both of you are SS, you know that you definitely give birth to SS. If both of you are AS, you are sure that out of your children, you have one that at least is SS. So you cannot tell me that I'm AA, I'll not come and give birth.
No, I said anybody can be AS and get married to someone who is AS.
Okay, I thought you said give birth to. Okay.
No, of course.
Okay.
I said that because I understand here in Africa, in this part of the world, we love our culture.
Of course.
We have our own tradition. We have the things that we believe, which is very understandable. And it's a sin to us, or it's improper to us here because of what we believe. Which I uphold strongly our values.
Beautiful.
But for people in other nations who believe differently, it's no sin to them. And I don't want to believe that, you know, every one of them who's involved in this kind of, you know, relationship, incest, you know, have given birth to deformed children or are barren. I don't want to believe it.
No, I don't think same thing is applicable to those ones there. Like, for instance, you have China. I think they marry themselves because they are always looking alike. But the thing is, because they don't see it as anything bad, is not a taboo in maybe in their culture, or, you know, I think that's why it's not affecting them that way. But for us here, that we know that is a taboo, it could affect us because our culture kicks against it. Our tradition does not encourage it. Abi, don't you think it's because of our culture and tradition that could make
encourage it?
It doesn't encourage it. So as such, whatever is the consequence, it's possible there will be consequences.
Yes, the consequences could be you go to jail or something. If there is. But for me, I don't think there's a spiritual consequences. Like, for example, if you beat the traffic light, you will not be able to give birth to a male child.
Some countries have a way of trying to check that. If it happens by mistake, they will ensure that you guys don't get married. No court is going to back you up that you're married. It's not.
Those are the consequences.
Those are consequences in some countries. I don't really know of Nigeria. Yeah.
But if we want to go spiritual or you want to go traditional, you know, here, from us here, I think they have this, you have to go and do cleansing. Only God knows the kind of cleansing they do.
Go cleanser.
You have to go and do cleansing, and they will flog you duka or anything. Whatever it is that they do is, but incest is really something that nobody should even consider is bad. I think even God said, Lasso will frown at it. As much as you say, God created Adam and Eve, but the other people, no. But at the same time, I don't think God will. In fact, God does not support incest.
Amen.
He doesn't.
If I may say, I would say that it is a mental issue.
Mental?
Yes, I think it is
a thing of the mind.
Psychological. And if a parent, for example, like in this case, you know, finds out, before you shout and try to talk, take the person to a psychiatrist first.
Oh, to see if
the person needs help actually to be able to come out of that, because it could be inferiority complex, probably not being able to associate with other people and then
you just find solace in
your different angle
and see. So the person actually needs a therapy. You need them first thing first, because it's crazy madness now. So the person needs help. That's the first thing. To support that motion, I would think to be very direct. Madam, I don't know if you are watching me. If you are under the sound of my voice, let me warn you. Sorry, let me advise you. Sorry, I'm not a serious person.
No, we're not laughing.
So, yes, we're not laughing. But if you find it funny, laugh. But
if you find it funny, laugh.
So now she's pregnant. So I think that she should go for a therapy.
Okay.
Whilst that is going on, or first thing first, forget that you are going to have, you know, a family with your brother. It doesn't make any sense. So first clear that one from your head. You need to first begin to see him differently now.
Exactly.
As a
and
brother,
that's what therapy will help out.
Yes, as a brother and not as a lover. Plus, I knock one wisdom there.
Don't knock out.
And then, you know, probably, I don't know how her parents would take it, but I'm thinking she would want to open up to her parents.
Okay, you think she should
let them know? I mean,
they could help.
Yes, I mean, though they will shout and yell and you have killed me, you have killed them true, but they still need to know.
No.
And then have this conversation with your brother. He needs to also begin to see her differently. You know.
Do you think both of them need to go for, therapy?
They know well, first of all.
They know normal.
Not, you know, we used to think mental case, mental health is something for mad people.
Mad people.
If you are living in this country, in this Lagos, my brother, but we need mental health therapy.
Need it, but
we need to follow somebody talk. We know really, all of us. So it's something that we should do from time to time. So my sister, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed. Go for a checkup. Let them. You need the therapy really.
And talk to your parents about it. So you're of the view that she should talk to her parents about it. Yeah. First, she should get rid of the thought that there will be anything between her and the brother.
Yes,
you know, in terms of family.
Yes.
You know, and Nse, you said, of course, she should move ahead. If possible, go spiritual and pray that God may abort the.
If it's possible.
God will not do that, my God. God is not. God will not. But for me, I think. Now she should, you know, go for therapy, of course. And for the parents, my concern is for the parents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, I look forward to that time where you have parents that will be they'll pay close attention to their children. Pay close attention to their children. Even from that point when they're growing up, you know, when you're dressing your male child, maybe after giving birth to them, you know, they're having their bath. When they're done having their bath and you're dressing them up, learn to create this, you know, this boundary. This is your sister. This is your, you know, sensitize them from the start. Let them know. Don't just expose them everywhere. You're changing clothes. The boy is looking at you. The girl is changing clothes. Everybody's just naked up and down. You know, it doesn't make any sense. We should learn to sensitize our children, because whatever it is that they see while they are small, that's what they grow up with. You know. So the parents have a lot of role to play. They really need to sit up, be sensitive around your children. Be sensitive, be sensitive. Because I don't, in fact, it's disheartening to know that right under their nose for 10 years, this thing has been happening. How about now? For my house.
For my house.
Now you're not born away.
10 years.
Like,
I have to add that the parents have also failed in their parental duties.
That's the thing. You don't tell me you don't know. You won't know. You won't suspect.
I understand.
It doesn't make any sense. Parents should be sensitive. Yeah. They should pay close attention to their children. They should create time for them as well, and create this bond with your children. Create this bond, because sometimes when they don't, it's not like they will be so afraid of you. They should have this bond with you that they can talk to you. You know, whatever she's been going through, she may have, you know, for one reason or the other, talk to her mom and say, "I see what's happening." You know, depending on the relationship that exists between them. So parents should please make una the learn.
Speaking of bonds, it's a thing with, you know, how I was raised. Some of us, you know, we're raised in small houses, maybe not so big houses like this, maybe 2 rooms or 1, as the case may be. And then my father, he's someone that doesn't want to see you around, at the same time he wants to see you.
How does that work?
I don't even know.
You see, you're confused.
But then he's coming into the house, he sees you sitting down. What is it? What are you doing here? Why are you not reading or something? Why are you just here watching TV or just sitting? So you go inside, and you're inside for too long. He calls you. What are you doing there? Would you come here and make me see you? Do you understand? Okay. So these days we have families with big houses, and then the father and the mother is down here in the room. Where is Junior? He's in his room, and for like a whole day you've not seen your son, or for 2 days, and you shall know that he's fine. And then Junior goes upstairs to lock himself in the room. You get room. You even lock yourself. My father doesn't want to see you around, though, but you must be coming out. You must shall be busy, making him see you from time to time. So this is how we used to think these guys are, you know, were strict, you know, they just wanted to, you know, blood over us and all of that.
But that has helped
they have their own, you know, parental skills and, and you know, and it
that
helps.
Has gone. Yeah, leverage these days is good and is bad to an extent.
It's bad actually. It's bad.
You're checking up on them.
Make any sense. Thank you so much,
your
guys.
children. Call
Honestly,
them.
call them
Flash
and follow
them.
up on them. Now you
send a message. Hey, Junior, call here.
Another thing is
yes, all right, go buy me something.
You want to say something?
Yes, another thing is to be deliberate in communication with the family. Like there should be family times where people talk. Or you might set an example of what happened to somebody, an uncle, an auntie. It didn't end well. Or you might choose an educative movie where you guys watch. Deliberately, you know how it started, you know how it ended, and then everybody watches, goes to sleep.
Exactly.
It still has a way of, you know. Like me, what I watched earlier on that has really been like haunting me is this movie of Rapture. It is well.
That's one thing about mind. Whatever you do, register.
It's just got stuck.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys have really done so well to this topic. Thank you so much for coming on Spicy with Phina. And as usual, we have something for you.
Hey,
Yes, for you.
Hey, oh my God. Look at
Okay,
it.
so I'm sorry, I'll have to give the woman first. I am not a feminist though. But
Okay,
let me
thank
give her
you.
first.
You
Thank
said
you.
the woman first.
Hey,
Hey, yeah.
after the man. Women first, after the man.
I love it.
You know her for me?
Yes, of course.
You shouldn't have bothered. You shouldn't have bothered. Hey,
I love it.
Okay, guys, I guess you have learned a thing or two. Incest is not in any way encouraged. It shouldn't. If you have a relative close or far that you think if you stay under the same roof with that person, you might not be able to put your emotions under control. Please try and keep your distance, because incest in all the shapes and form is not good. It's not right. It's not right. God is really, really not in support of it. Until I come your way again next time, it's Spicy with Phina, and I trust me that I'll always give you the very best when it comes to top-notch stories that will blow your mind. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles, as you can see on your screen. If you have stories or you want to share with us, or you want to come on our show, please call the numbers on your screen and also send your stories to spicywithphina@gmail.com. It has to, in fact, I just wish I don't have to go, but I just have to call it a day here. I'll see you again next week. Have a good day. Bye.
You'll be okay. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. Spicy with Phina is a talk show that addresses life issues. Free to share with us.
You'll be okay.